Have you ever found yourself triggered after realising your favourite sneaker brand is spelt without a certain letter? Or after you realised Monopoly Man never had a monocle? What you experience in these moments is called the Mandela effect. It's a phenomenon that occurs when a majority of people believe in an incident or an experience that apparently happened, but never did. This causes something called false memory, a belief that something once happened or that something was different. Here's the simplest example that will explain false memory. You know when you or someone is stating that they had something, but you nor anyone else heard them say that? That there is a false memory. Even though they hadn't said something, they believe that they did. Scientists from the University of Chicago describe the Mandela effect as an internet phenomenon describing shared and consistent false memories for specific icons in popular culture. That may be a good definition, but even they still don't have a proper logical and clear explanation. But don't you worry, you came to Bite Notes, and today we'll try our best to explain the Mandela effect. A paranormal researcher, Fiona Broome, gave this phenomenon its name. Fiona reported having vivid and detailed memories of news coverage of South African anti-apartheid leader Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, despite Mandela actually dying in 2013, decades after his release and after serving as the president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. Things became serious after thousands of people on the internet started complaining about having the same memory of Mandela's death in 2010. According to that, Fiona speculated that the phenomenon could be evidence of parallel realities. But how did the Pikachu from our old reality have that black mark on the end of its tail, and the Pikachu from our current reality does not? Is it possible that our worlds collided with another universe and now we're living in parallel realities? Was it a coincidence that just 1 year earlier, CERN, which is an international organisation that operates the largest particle physics laboratory in the world, and its scientists successfully carried out an experiment and supposedly discovered a new subatomic particle called the Higgs boson? According to people with deep quantum particle physics knowledge, this experiment messed up our original timeline and sent our planet into an infinite number of parallel universes. We'll never know what really happened there, and since we don't have enough information, we'll not make any assumptions. But what we will say is that some people believe CERN is conducting experiments that have caused us to enter an alternate reality. On the other hand, some people also believe that CERN is making portals that are used to enter these different realities. However, Fiona and people like her are not misremembering. Their reality might well have crossed with another one. The many worlds interpretation theory of quantum mechanics holds that there are many worlds that exist in parallel in the same space and time as our own. This theory was originally developed by Erwin Schrödinger as a way to explain a phenomenon in quantum physics. The theory purports that there are no alternative outcomes to events. Instead, all outcomes happen simultaneously. Furthermore, each possible outcome of the choice apparently creates a new universe, and each of those universes is completely identical upon the moment when the decision changes, making the universe shift its timeline. By this logic, both timelines, when Mandela died in prison, and the one where he lived until 2013, exist, but in separate realities. To summarise this, those who remembered one reality but then realised actually it didn't happen may have lived in one universe, then switched to another one. Does the Mandela effect have any relation to the Matrix movie? We want to hear your opinion, so comment down below. But how does psychology explain the Mandela effect? When asked to recall an error on one test, 76% of adults made at least one detectable error. Even though the majority overall got high grades, most people's brains still made small mistakes. The answers that psychology is supplying us with are more realistic. Some psychologists believe that the Mandela effect is the result of our brain reconsolidating memories. MRI shows that our memories are stored in our brains near similar memories, which means that when people thought Mandela had died in the prison cell, they may have a memory of someone dying in the prison cell, and those two memories, let's just say, got mixed up. How? Well, since similar memories are stored in nearby neurons, those cells of our brain are able to change their connections when one of them is recalled. This is called a false memory. Basically, when similar neurons fire up and wire up. Is this how the Mandela effect phenomenon was born? Probably, but still how? Someone had to die in a prison cell, and someone did. In 1977, another apartheid activist named Steve Biko died in a prison cell. Mandella and Steve were leaders in similar positions, and the only clear explanation would be that the people who thought Mandella had died in the prison cell mixed him up with Steve. So Fiona Broome was just one person who publicised this, and started an avalanche of so-called Mandela effect examples. We tend to believe what others are saying is true, so this is your reminder to check twice and stay safe from misinformation. We're always trying our best to make sure that every piece of information we give you is fact-checked to make sure it's correct. On top of that, when we receive false information, it awakens the fidelity of an existing memory and we start believing it. Sometimes people know the information they're telling others is wrong, but they can't admit they're wrong. Many people tend to believe their memories over the memories of others in order to protect their ego. And when you consider that billions of people are using the internet daily, the Mandela effect topic really makes you scratch your head. The only thing we can be sure about is that we're living in the moment. So, whilst you're living in the moment, why don't you take this opportunity to like the video, subscribe, and watch this video on screen?